In this video, we'll be discussing simple rules which toddlers and even like a small child, when he has just started gripping and holding colors and started scribbling, can use to improve their coloring. So this is the foundational tricks and tips, and they are like working wonders. Okay, we have done a lot of trials with them on different age groups, and all kids just love, and their coloring just improves tremendously. Okay, so whenever your child shows interest to color, just make a very simple object for them. Any object. You can also use coloring papers. Suppose here I am drawing a simple fruit, okay, a simple mango, and now we are asking the child to color. Okay, so what we'll tell the child is, the first rule is small lines. So ask the child to make small lines, because sometimes the child has a tendency to make big lines. Okay, so it don't look good. So we have to tell them to avoid using big lines and tell them to focus on small lines. It will also improve their mind and hand coordination. Okay, so if they make small lines, they will be able to control their hand nicely, so which will also help them in writing. Okay, so they will be able to control their hand more nicely if they use small strokes. On the other hand, if they use large strokes, okay, they'll not be able to control their hand. This also develops concentration. This also makes their mind calm, because they are coloring slowly and slowly. So wherever we are looking on a simple, small and slow movement, our mind also gets a calming effect. Okay, the second thing you have to tell them is, you have to do sleeping lines. Okay, so some children just color in any direction, standing, this, that, diagonal. No, so what we have to tell them is, color in sleeping lines, so they achieve a nice uniformity in their pictures. So now they're coloring and their objects are nice and uniform like a printer. So tell them to watch a printer. If you have a printer at home, how the printer prints from left to right, left to right, left to right. The printer don't prints in all the direction like this, zap, 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 zap. No. So the printer goes in sleeping direction, and that's the way your hand should go, using small strokes, sleeping lines. Now, if you teach this about sleeping lines to kids who are around 5 or 6, they will come up with a question that, ma'am, what will happen on the edges? How can we do sleeping lines in edges or in the corners? So for sometimes, like if you are going round the edge or near the corner, you are filling the white spaces here, sometimes going standing line is acceptable. Okay, if it's like this, see here, a little patch is left and I'm trying to fill it with sleeping lines, but sometimes for small kids it's little bit tough, so you can go here and there a little bit standing, but not always. Okay, so try to color in sleeping lines and small strokes. Now, when kids color, they also color in a hurry. Okay, and then we color like this. Suppose, look here, we color like this in a hurry, even if using small strokes, sleeping lines, but I can see lot of white space. So the third rule which we teach them is, watch out for white space. So we say them that no white space. So try your best coloring with small lines, sleeping lines, which is small strokes, sleeping lines, and then watch out for white spaces. If you have white space, then just go over it again and again. Suppose I have colored this leaf, okay, and there are a lot of white spaces, as we can see. Now we have two ways of filling them up. Either we can fill up by using the same color and going top of it again and again. Okay, so I will just overlap or override with the same color again and again, or I can take a lighter or a darker shade and color there, so that it will give you a nice shading effect. So whatever is your child's wish, if they want to use different shades of color, you can tell them that you can hide your white spaces like this, or even you can hide your white spaces with the same color. But the aim is to hide the white spaces. As much white spaces as you can hide, that will be better. Like your drawing and picture will look better. Now what happens is, sometimes when we color wherever we like in the page. First we'll color down, okay, then we'll color up, then we'll color the center. So what happens is, when we color the down side of the page first and then color the upside, from my hand, now my colored portion of the down side part or the middle part where I have already colored will get smudged again and again, smudged again and again. So my hands will go dirty, my page will go dirty, my color will smudge. So what we teach them is, always when you get a picture, start coloring from top to bottom. Okay, so we'll teach them that, okay, in this picture, first start coloring the leaf, then the mango, and then the background. Now you will say the background is on top of the leaf, then why are you saying color it after the object? What happens is, like, sometimes coloring the background is a quite tedious job and kids get bored. So ask them to first pick one object, their favorite object from the drawing, and then start coloring from top to bottom. And slowly when they color more by using these rules, they'll get habituated. And when these observing and following these rules gets into their daily practice, they will quickly just grab the crayons and do it from top to bottom without any complaints. Okay, but to start with, just tell them this concept that it will smudge. Now 3 years, 4 years, the student will not get this concept nicely. 5 years will understand, but this concept is more for 6, 7, 8-year-old people and children who can understand, like, okay, what is a smudging? Yes, they have seen their hands getting dirty and they have seen their drawings getting smudgy and messy when the hand has just gone on top of it. So this is the next rule. Now when we tell them about small strokes, sleeping lines, no white space, color top to bottom, we also tell them to color the entire page. What happens is, kids color their favorite objects and leave the background as it is. No. So always ask them to color the entire page. Like, if they are not liking one single color as a background, they can use rainbow colors. They can make some little objects. They can create some background, some objects in background. But always encourage them to color the entire page. Then we'll say that color black at last, because what happens is, kids have a tendency to use black at the first, and then again it just gets smudged here and there, and black is the darkest color. So if I want to correct something which is made up of black color, it's like really tough. I cannot override any color on that